What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today we got an exciting unboxing to dig into for you guys. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'd love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate everyone. Really helps push the videos out there so more people have a chance to check them out. And feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. Love hearing from you guys. So this, I believe, let's double check. I believe this is a brand new model from, yes, it is. So this is one I'm pretty excited about. This is a brand new model coming in from Nedfoss. So huge shout out to them for sending this in for us to take a look at. We have their new packaging and we have their new zippered pouch there. This is going to be called the Cougar, and they have 3 different blade shapes for this particular model here, and it looks like it's a very promising offering. Nice packaging, drawstring, baggie, paperwork, disassembly tool in a cellophane baggie. Very nice packaging. So like I said, they have 3 different blade shapes for this particular knife, and they offer a Wharncliffe, a clip point, and a drop point. It's hard for me to explain. I went for the Wharncliffe, which that's what I got. That's what they are calling this. It's more or less a very low drop point. You could call it a modified sheep's foot, but not per se. But if you look at what they have as the clip point and the drop point, they are all 3 different. But they all 3 look really good. It was kind of hard to choose which one I wanted to go for. I thought about the Bowie, but I just picked this one ultimately. I think it's a really clean looking design. This is going to fall right in line with a full size folder right here. It's very close. If it's not, we consider close to 8 or anything over 8 inches. And this is going to be right at the cusp of 7 and 15/16. And then we're looking at probably 3.5 inches. So we're looking at 3.5 inches total blade and 3 inches of cutting edge. So it's going to be a great size and in a lot of people's wheelhouses. I believe I'll have this link down below in the description. It's just so you can go check it out. Not an affiliate link or anything like that. But I believe they're coming in at $59.99, and there will be a 10% coupon code, at least upon filming this video here. So that's going to take it down well below 60 bucks. So we're getting a satin finished 14C 28N blade here, and like I said, you'll have your choice between which blade shapes you want. I love that they keep the show side nice and clean. They just have their logo there on the pivot, which looks solid. It looks good, nice and clean. I am digging it. And Nedfoss is a company who's really dabbled in the 20, $15, $20, $30 range for a long time. They've been around for quite a while, and they're finally, taking that next step up and going into that $50, $60 range, which is a sweet spot for many, many, many people. And if you can put out a high quality knife, high value knife in that price point, it's going to do very well. Now, I believe these are going to be steel handles. Yes, they are steel. Look at them big, deep pockets for weight relief there internally on both sides of the knife. So it almost feels like it could be aluminum, but yeah, it's definitely steel. It feels substantial, but not overly heavy. It almost looks like they're going for that titanium look. That's really what it looks like, especially with the milled clip here, which is also going to be steel, which is not a problem at all, especially in this price point. And speaking of that clip, let's see what it looks like in the pocket here with our issuing stitches Hank. And it's going to carry nice, not too deep, and it's not going to be too much sticking out of the pocket. I would say that's a good solid spot to be right there. You can still have a little bit to get your thumb and fingertip on there and pull this guy out of the pocket. Good retention. If it has good retention on the slim issuing stitches hanks, it's going to have good retention on the pocket or in the pocket. I like how they leave enough room in there to get this over some thicker seams, but it's not overly wide to make it look goofy. I like the ramp that they use to get this over the seam. Looks like it's going to work very well. Very clean and simple design. They don't have anything extra going on with the knife, which I appreciate. You know what I mean? There's no extra flary things that sometimes companies will do, designs or extra logoing or branding. It's very clean. We have the steel marking on one side, which is just fine, and then we have the N for Nedfoss on the pivot. Very, very solid as well, guys, for the springs and that opening action. My goodness, is that good. Very, very solid. It almost feels, look at that. It almost feels like a real detent. There's companies that are starting to hit just like this, where it feels like a real detent. It's extremely satisfying. And I would say Nedfoss has that little bit of that recipe to get these button locks to feel very solid. Now we will test this lock, make sure it's holding up good, but we do not have any up and down movement, and we don't have any side to side movement. Let's check pivot lash. There's no pivot lash. The blade is not moving in there, which is good. And there's no lashing when the blade is closed either, which is also very good. Little lanyard hole down here for the lanyard fans. Everything is nicely softened and chamfered down, but I can't get over that. That is, look at that. That's really, really well executed. They went and got the recipe and figured out how to make these button locks feel very satisfying to open. That is nice. And then you can use that fuller there for the reverse flick. I wouldn't use it on the thumb flick, obviously. You got that nice generous cutout, and you can use the cutout, get your fingertip in there. Boy, that is stout. Look at that. That ain't just going to... Boy, that's nice. Ooh. Yeah, I can't even get that to come out. Ooh, I got it. Yeah, that's damn good. Very good. Very, very good. That's impressive. That thing is not just going to come out, and you're going to have to actually mean to flick this thing open, which is great. That's going to make for a much more satisfying experience opening this knife up. Let's go ahead and see what kind of edge they put on this thing. It looks like it comes down nice and thin. I don't know. It feels and looks almost like it's a shallow hollow grind. Let's see how this thing cuts. Because this thing looks so promising, we're going to give it a tall order here with this phone book paper and see how it fares. Very, very nice. Nice and thin. Come on. One last one for the camera here. Oh, come on. There we go. Sometimes I can't help myself. I gotta keep cutting because I wanna, I don't know. But it's got a nice edge on it. just for fun and because we're making good time. Let's see how it stacks up against some double wall here. And because you have that nice low tip, it's going to be a lot easier to get into things and poke things, do like a poke and slice type cut. That's doing pretty well considering this is double wall. Against the grain. Wow. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So now we got the mess cleaned up. Let's check this lock. And we did check everything else. Did we check centering? It's still nicely centered after all the fooling around, the tomfoolery. Let's give this a couple taps and see how this thing holds up. Nice. Nice. It's got such a great deployment. I cannot stress that enough. I was talking with American Blade Works, and he told me that they had to go through over 25, 30 prototypes because I'm not comparing this to that knife, but I'm comparing the opening to his new button lock that he just put out. I'm comparing the opening method and how it feels. That knife, the American Blade Works button lock, feels like it has a true or damn near a true detent, and that is how this one feels as well. It is really close. I mean, ridiculously close, and it's also nice and strong. Great lockup, which is fantastic. Great job. If Nedfoss keeps doing stuff like this, and they start experimenting with some of their own unique designs, and they put them out in some different materials, I would love to see this exact knife in like micarta. You know what I'm saying? Some micarta for handle material. I'd love to see this knife in an upgraded form. I don't know what that would be, but S30V and titanium or something like that. That would be awesome. Or an upgraded steel with micarta and keep it a button lock. If they continue building off of stuff like this right here, they are definitely moving the mark for themselves. They were in a certain area for a long time and they knew that, but now with stuff like this coming out, if they're going to keep doing stuff like this, they really have something very solid here. The Cougar is definitely a solid little knife here. Now we will do a full overview and short-term review of this knife, and we'll see how it goes. But off initial first impressions, this thing is impressive, especially under 60 bucks. You're going to get a very rigid knife, ultra tough handle, ultra tough steel, nice and thin and slicey, still pokey. You got, a couple ways to deploy it with the thumb, reverse flick, and you can use the button if you choose. Very sound and solid lockup with this guy. Going to be very easy to carry. It's not going to be left-hand friendly on this one. I just caught that. But lefties are used to it, right? That's what I hear all the time from lefties. They're used to it. But that would be my main thing right there. I'd love to see it told for left-hand carry. But other than that, This thing is extremely solid at its price point, and this might be one hell of a user right here. You guys will have to let me know what you think. Love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, guys. If you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thanks again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.